Good morning, lovelies. Vogue and I are out on a glorious walk in the sunshine. It's very cold and frosty. However, the sun is lovely. I'm still on vacation. So is Jay. We had a lovely sauna New Year reset yesterday. So that was lovely. And then today I'm actually going to make eggs Benedict with crab and have another chill day. I think I'm finally gonna sit down and focus on some goals for the year. And then I'm also gonna be doing some research for airline status, which I know sounds absolutely silly, but when you travel as much as I do, that lounge access is absolutely primo. And Alaska is changing their partner award mileage to something that's not great. And then BA's program is changing to be monetary based. So I'm gonna see what other airlines get me direct to Seattle to start to build status up, because neither of those are gonna work for me. So that's the plan for today. Another very chill start to January. I have been trying to film this tarot video and how I use tarot at the start of each month and the new year since yesterday, and it keeps failing miserably. And I don't know if that's just the universe telling me that it doesn't want me to record this video, but I am determined to show you and tell you how I use tarot and the spreads that I use to start the year and each month. So I'm gonna try this again. Please. It's an absolutely gorgeous sunny day. I have just been forced to do manual labor. JK. No, but actually. And Jay and I got a good chunk of the garden cleared out because we bought a ice bath and didn't have a good spot for it. The spot that we wanted to use was covered in soil and rubble, and so just cleared all that out, cleared the old skirting board that was outside, the bits of the fence that fell over in storm burnt. That is all cleared away. So Jay is taking that also to the tip. I am going to go make eggs Benedict because I didn't make it yesterday, as soon as I'm done with this video. But today has not been the chill day that we both wanted. So I'm hoping as soon as he gets back, we'll have nice, chill time. But because it's the first of the year, and well, it's the second, but it's the start of the new year and start of the month, and I wanted to share one of the things that I do, which is a monthly tarot draw. And I am trying to be better about this year. Last year and 2023, I was not as consistent as I used to be about doing a monthly tarot draw. And for me, in my spiritual practice, I find it super helpful and important. And I use it as a journaling opportunity and a moment to sort of assess myself and how I'm feeling. And it's interesting to draw the cards and then sort of pay attention to the reaction that I have to the meaning of those cards. And that can tell you a lot about yourself and how you're feeling and where you're actually at. So for the start of the year, I do a all-up view. This year I drew 13 cards, so I drew a card for the theme of the year, and then I draw a card for each month, and though that sort of maps to the theme of each month, and I journal all that, and then I don't look at that every month. I don't check in. I only check in at the halfway point of the year. And I didn't do this last year, so I'm hoping to pick this back up again. But I sort of do an assessment, and then even though I have done all 12 months, I will typically do a second drawing for the second half of the year. So for July, August, September, etc., etc. Just because lots of things can change and shift, and then I sort of compare the two at the end of the year and see how things feel, and then use that as a journaling opportunity. So that's for the start of the year. And then for the start of every month, sometimes the day before the first of the month or the first or the second of the month, I do a 9-card spread. Now, I think this is a great way to get into tarot if you don't quite know where to start, because doing just an open reading where, let's say, you ask a question and then draw 3 cards, if you're new, it can be really overwhelming and trying to figure out how to interpret what that means. And so I like to draw a card for a specific question or theme or whatever. And so that's how I do my monthly tarot card draws. So I've already done January's, and like I said, I do 9 cards. So I set my intention, and for me, I personally start it by asking my spirit guides what they would like me to know for the upcoming month. Some people might not like that. That's absolutely fine. It's your practice. You ask and you set the intention however you want. That's personally how I do it and what works for me. And then I draw a card for current self, the theme of the month, a key goal, an obstacle, a major accomplishment, what to avoid, what to embrace, where to find support, and advice and encouragement. And so I draw a card for each of those, and then I map the meanings to each of those things. I use a multitude of tools to do my interpretation. Some people aren't gonna like this, what I'm about to say, but I have started using ChatGPT to help with some of my interpretations. And I feel like that's been really useful and beneficial to me, and sort of helping to contextualize things like within a theme. So it will see that you have a theme card, and then it will contextualize the rest of the month relating to that theme. And so it's been really good in that respect. In the past, I have also compared against different tarot websites and interpretations, and sometimes your tarot card deck comes with a actual booklet. The deck that I'm using right now, where did I put it? Is the Pagan Otherworlds Tarot. This is a beautiful, beautiful deck. The art on it is just so gorgeous, in my opinion, and I've been really, really drawn to using this deck. I typically use the Moonchild Tarot deck, but she is currently being cleansed under some crystals. This is going to sound ridiculous, but to people who aren't familiar with tarot or don't really know tarot, but your tarot decks can totally have their own personality, and they can be a little bit, I've had my decks be a little bit sassy with me in the past, and some of them tend to skew more dark and some more lighthearted. So Moonchild Tarot is going through some cleansing at the moment under some crystals, but I have been absolutely loving the art in this deck, and that's what's been speaking to me. I have multiple tarot decks. Not all of them are here. Some of them are still in Seattle, sadly. But there's no right or wrong tarot deck to use. Sometimes for the yearly spread, I use a tarot deck and a oracle deck and use those two things together. It's really up to you and what you're trying to get out of your practice. So, like I said, I've already done my January 2025 spread. I'm not going to do a live interpretation on YouTube. If that's something you're interested in, happy to do it, but I find it can be a little bit clunky, again, because I don't know all the cards off the top of my head, and that's nothing to be ashamed about, in my opinion. So, especially if you've fallen out of practice, you forget things. So that's one of my goals for this year, is to get back into that practice. of having tarot in my life. So I will put the tarot spread details in the video description below for you if you're interested in trying this out for yourself. But since it's a new year and a new month, I thought I would share that with you all. And I'll link to some of my favorite tarot decks below. I think some of them might not be in print anymore, but I'll see what I can find. And don't believe that whole, if you're new to tarot and wondering, well, aren't I supposed to be gifted a tarot deck? Don't listen to any of that. You can buy your own deck. I wouldn't have any of my tarot decks except for one that was gifted. Actually, two. An oracle deck and a tarot deck were gifted. But if I hadn't bought myself my own deck, I wouldn't have any. So buy a tarot deck. It's fine. And if you would like to see more tarot videos, please let me know below, like I said. And now I am going to go start my eggs Benedict, which I have been craving for the last 3 days. And hopefully Jay will be home by now and we get to have a chill rest of the day. So my 2025 reset has been very slow. I know some people like to go straight into it and get rid of the Christmas stuff and everything, but I'm not quite there yet. We still have very short days and I enjoy the glow of the Christmas tree lights, and I will probably keep some of the twinkle lights up. But having the sunshine out and illuminating everything kind of makes me want to put things away, but I'm gonna wait because we're also a bit of a superstitious household. So gotta leave that up for 12 days of Christmas. And all right, let's go make some very late brunch and then maybe just sit and read. I want to read. I want to finish a book. No more pile of rubble. Oh my god.
Yay, good on you.
Good morning. Good morning, lovelies. It's another sunny day, which means it's very, very cold and frosty. Just loading up on SPF. And feeling miserably. As much as I would like to just chill today, I think today's going to be a little bit more active in terms of like planning for 2025. Wait, is this oil-based or is this water-based? It doesn't say. I hope my foundation goes on. Today's gonna be planning, cleaning up. Still not putting Christmas decorations away yet. That will go down on Sunday. And then next week, the real work starts. I've signed up for a reformer Pilates class. We actually watched the documentary on Brian Johnson last night on Netflix. And it was really, really fascinating. Also, just like, I feel like it's so easy to judge sort of people doing wild stuff like he is. And he does have a absurd amount of money to do everything he's doing. But it was really fascinating, and I think overall the message I took away from it was like, of course not all of that, not everything that he's doing is accessible to everyone, obviously. I don't have $800 million that I'm from selling a tech company. But I think the underlying message of like taking care of your body, eating well, and trying to be well instead of waiting until something happens to you and then treating symptoms, which is completely how the healthcare system works in the US. And I haven't experienced much of the healthcare system here in the UK at all yet, so I can't really judge it on that, like on the similarity to the US. So because I don't know. But in the US, especially in my experience, because I have Hashimoto's, which is a thyroid condition. When I went in with, my quick healthcare story, I did my own blood test at home. I ordered one of those kits because I was like, I know, for a decade I was like, something is wrong with my thyroid. And they would do the normal blood test and then they'd be like, no, your levels are normal, it's fine. I had to go order an at-home kit to do my own blood. So I drew my own blood, sent it off, and the marker for Hashimoto's was way out of range. And that marker is not tested in a normal blood test. So for over a decade, I kept being told, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. Even though I kept asking for, I didn't know what to ask for, what type of blood test. I said I just wanted beyond the normal thyroid, but they only test your TSH, your T3 and T4. So when I took my blood test into my doctor, my primary care doctor, first off, she told me, I don't think there's anything wrong with you. And I advocated for myself and I said, I want a referral to an endocrinologist. I've never been so angry at a doctor, like the audacity to tell me I don't think there's anything wrong with you when she hadn't even been my doctor for a year, was just one of the most infuriating moments of my life. And then I walked into an endocrinologist's office. She looked at my blood test and she said, yep, you have Hashimoto's. We can't do anything until it starts affecting your thyroid. So watching that documentary last night sort of made me think about some things. And as I try to get back into better health, I'm gonna go get a hormone test done, and I need to find a place that will do a blood test that will test my thyroid antibodies, because that's what marks if you have Hashimoto's. So I feel like today is gonna be some time noodling on that and booking some appointments. And Jay is really keen to like reorganize the kitchen, or not the kitchen, the living room. So I'm gonna order a coffee table. I've been eyeing West Elm, and we're gonna do a little living room refresh. I would really like a new couch, but probably gonna plan for that. And yeah, so I think today's gonna be productive. I'm gonna take Vogue on a very frosty walk and get the day started. Hello, lovelies. I have to be totally honest. I have not been vlogging. Yesterday was really rough mental health wise, and we did so much around the house. But these last few days of vacation have not been restful. And that, coupled with being a woman, has meant that I have just not been able to I have not had the energy to record. And you know what? I think that's okay and realistic, and my goal for starting this new year was to be incredibly unhurried, because I spent all of 2024 hurrying for everyone else. And I'm trying to stick to that. So today is going to be a slow day. I have a wax appointment this morning because I was sick and had to cancel my other one back 2 weeks ago. And then I'm gonna go get coffee at one of the coffee roasters down the street, and then we rearranged the living room, which I can give you a tour of, so it's much more cozy, and I intend to spend most of my day there until I feel like not staying in the living room. And then I'm gonna make seafood chowder. I would make just plain clam chowder. However, I have not been able to find just clams, like the quantity of clams needed for clam chowder. And I think I need to go to a fishmonger, but have not made that journey yet. So it's also supposed to snow tonight and then melt in the morning. And I don't want that. I just want to wake up to a blanket of snow. I think that would be incredible. It's my favorite. We do have potential snow later in the week also. And then I need to look at, it's almost time to go down and get my hair done again. And I've got to be honest, I'm feeling a little bit stagnant. And so I don't know what the solution to that is. Is it new color? Is it a shorter cut? I don't know. Maybe I just need to figure out how to style my hair, because I would love to do curls. So, asking lots of I'm pondering many things in these days before I go back to work. I wish I had a little bit longer vacation, but that is okay. I also want to work on my bingo card today, the things I want to do this year. Not necessarily like resolution wise, but things like going to a couple theater shows down in London, going to Cambridge, going to Oxford, exploring. I feel like I didn't really explore last year, and I think a lot of that has to do with feeling homesick, and then also lots of travel. And then when you're not traveling, you just sort of want to be home. But I would like to explore. And then I need to start planning. I need to start planning trips back to Seattle. I need to take care of my storage unit. I want to see friends. We've got Base Coast Festival in July. I need to start planning around that. There's a lot to be planning for. So I've sort of been putting it off, and I know I've got 3 emails in my inbox about conference talks. So that all gets dealt with next week. That's the plan. So I'm going to head to my appointment because I am going to be late. So let me show you what we did yesterday. We went to IKEA and bought this table, which has already been commandeered by Jay. And then we moved the couches so that they're split. And then that opens up the space in the back. And so our next thing will be putting skirting board down. And then Jay has stockpiled all my nice pillows over here. I need to get a basket for Vogue's toys. So I think I will order that. And then Vogue has also grown super attached to this pillow. And then sort of need to sort out this situation. But overall, much cozier. And then we switched out some pieces over here. So this feels a little bit more open now. Not sure what I'm doing with the pillows right now. I don't love the huge pillows from Costco. They were here before I was. And then you can still kind of see on the wall I did sand and paint. Looks like it need another layer of paint. And then I did start painting that wall there and there. And then I don't know if I'm gonna get to it this time, but that all needs to be painted still. So I'm going to paint, I'm gonna bring in the other paint and do a layer, let that dry. And then I'm gonna do a Christmas snack clear out because the counter has been taken over by Christmas snacks for the last 3 or 4 weeks. So it's finally time to get rid of those. So let's go get the paint, do a layer, and then do some 2025 clear out. I think I'm gonna have some champagne while I paint so that I finish up my Louvre before next week. And I want to place an order on Revolve because there's some really cute cardigans. But I haven't drank enough water. I haven't drank enough water.